Welcome today to the 2025 Deeper Podcast. I'm excited that you have come and you're watching this on YouTube or you are listening via your podcasting app. Today we're in 2 Corinthians 11. And in 2 Corinthians 11:30, Paul says this: "If boasting is necessary, I will boast about my weaknesses." And as you read 2 Corinthians 11, you know that Paul lists all the trials that he's faced as he's going on his missionary journeys. He's been beat, he's been shipwrecked, he's been hungry, he's been in danger, he's had sleepless nights. I mean, there's all these things that Paul has encountered. It's not exactly the kind of resume that you're usually looking for when you say, who is the greatest missionary the world has ever seen? But nonetheless, Paul's message is clear in 2 Corinthians 11. True strength is not shown in our success, but in faithful endurance. Can I say that again for us? True strength in the Christian life is not shown through your success, but it is shown through faithful endurance. The way that we are faithful through trials, as Paul was faithful through trials, that is the sign of true strength in the Christian life. And so he says here in verse 30, instead of boasting about all my achievements, which, by the way, he had quite an impressive list. He was a Pharisee of Pharisees. He was a leader of the Pharisees. He was just one of these guys that you would look to and say, man, that guy has a stellar resume. But Paul says, no, I'm not going to boast in all my strengths and all my achievements. If boasting is necessary, I'm going to boast about my weakness. Why? Because it's in my weakness that God's power is made visible and made strong. And so we are made strong in weakness. So when we suffer for Christ, I want you to know that when you suffer for Christ and I suffer for Christ, what comes out of that is a testimony and a story of God's grace and how he saw us through that. And so as we live this out today, first of all, be honest and talk honestly about your struggles. We have a value here. Don't be fake. Listen, you don't have to pretend to have it all together. God works through authenticity. God works through us sharing our struggles and being honest about our struggles. So don't be fake. Be real and be authentic, but also boast in God's strength. If you're going to boast in anything, you either boast about your weakness, but you also can boast in God's strength because your weaknesses highlight God's strength. And so boast in those things. And then here's another thing for you. Man, some of you probably come today and you're like, man, it's so hard. I'm walking through a really difficult time right now. I want you to just keep going. Sounds easy for me to say, but keep going when it's hard. Remember what I said. True strength in the Christian life is not found in your success. It's found in faithful endurance. It's found in going and going and going, even when the going gets tough. What do they say? The tough get going. So keep going even when it's hard. And then the last thing I would tell you today is let your trials, let the things in your life, the afflictions, the weaknesses, the trials, the suffering, the pain, all those things, let them be your story. Don't hide that part of your story. Your hardships can be the very thing that helps someone else find hope in God. When they hear about your hardship and your trial and your suffering and your pain, and then all of a sudden you tell them how God got you through that. That could be the one thing that brings them hope today. And so don't hide that, but share it. Share the story that God has given you and allowed you to walk through. So talk honestly about your struggles. Boast in God's strength and your weaknesses and how God's strength works through your weaknesses. Keep going when it's hard. Can I just let you in on something? It's going to get hard. If you're not walking through a difficult time now, there will be a time when it gets hard. Keep going. Be faithful in that. And then let your story be known to others as you walk out on the other side victoriously because of what God's done in your life.